right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. I've got a couple of interesting stories for you guys today. The first story that I have for you guys today, Patrick Moore. It looks like he will be competing. It looks like we were right. We've been seeing all the physique updates of Patrick, the videos, the pictures, and we've been saying, man, he looks really lean. He looks like he's in prep mode. It looks like he might even be getting ready for a show in the near future. Well, it looks like he is. It looks like we were correct with that assumption because this latest post that Patrick put up, he had the caption, "Trust it's all fun and games until I want to play too." And he puts the hashtag on that post, 12 days. And this was posted today, just 3 hours ago. So what is 12 days from today? Well, 12 days from today would be May 29th. You know what happens on May 29th? That would be the California State Championships, the California Pro Show, the next Olympia qualifier after this past weekend's New York Pro. So it looks like Patrick has his sights set on the California Pro, which also ironically is the first pro show that Patrick won the first time he qualified for the Olympia. So it looks like that is the show that Patrick will be trying to earn his 2021 Mr. Olympia qualification at. And hopefully we get to see some of the improvements that Patrick has made on the California Pro stage in terms of overall size. That was one of his goals. In terms of improving his back, and I guess a little bit more size in the legs, were really the three main points of criticism for Patrick after the 2020 season where he didn't do as well as he had hoped. So it looks like in a couple weeks, less than a couple weeks now, we're going to see how he looks on the California Pro stage. So I'll be looking for improvements in those areas when we see Patrick, and I'm also going to be looking for good conditioning. I want to see that conditioning like he had at the 2019 Mr. Olympia that got everybody talking about Patrick in the first place. How he brought back this crazy conditioning to the Olympia stage, and that conditioning and his crazy structure brought him to the top 10 at that year's Mr. Olympia. So thumbs up for the apparent Patrick Moore comeback. Now, next up in the news, I want to get your guys' thoughts on this. If you had any doubt that Blessing and Nick had squashed the beef, this post on Blessing's Instagram page today certainly seemed to dispel any further doubt. So he says, "Just because I'm a fan," posting a picture of him and Nick kind of holding hands backstage for a picture. And he has the caption on this post, "Nick Walker, a.k.a. The Mutant, truly lived up to his name this past weekend at the New York Pro. Very honored to have shared the same stage with him. We went back and forth at each other for the whole 10 weeks straight leading up to the New York Pro Show to create hype, interest, and excitement for the show. We had everyone talking and glued to bodybuilding for the whole 10 weeks, which was also allowed myself and Nick to work harder in the gym. I was able to get in the best condition I'd ever been in, only to have it turn upside down a few hours before the Indy Pro, while Nick dashed to the finish line in style. This isn't the end. Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war, and we will battle again. Round 2 is going to be fire. Bodybuilding is in good hands. This is the new era." So I want to get your guys' thoughts on this for a number of reasons. Obviously, it looks like the beef was probably more of a show than anything, probably not real. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? I think, honestly, they're right. It did create a lot more hype and interest for the New York Pro. These two videos, the recaps that I did on the New York Pro so far, have more views than any other year that I've covered the New York Pro. So there were a lot more people watching and a lot more people interested this year. So it certainly seemed to work, as far as building hype for the show. Everyone wanted to see how Blessing looked, and everyone wanted to see how Nick looked. Would there have been this same hype without the rivalry? I guess is another question. I think there was more hype with the rivalry, to give my opinion. And also, I wonder if the tables had been reversed, if Blessing had won this show and Nick Walker was the one in 6th place, do you think Blessing would still be the one congratulating Nick and squashing the beef? It's certainly an interesting scenario that played out here, and probably not what Blessing was expecting or what Nick was expecting. But overall, I think the rivalry was fun. I'm glad that it wasn't personal. I'm glad they showed sportsmanship in the very end, and I'm glad that they seem to have squashed whatever beef there may or may not have even been. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this post from Blessing. And now a word from our sponsors over at Labrada Nutrition. Now, next up in the news here, another little update that was caught by the Instagram page Buys and Tries in the comment section of one of their posts. Hassan Mustafa, he commented that he is not stopping until he qualifies for the Olympia this year. So Hassan had kind of a disappointing placing here in New York, but still, he was top 3. It's not that disappointing. I think the big thing that let Hassan down was his conditioning. He's a fantastic bodybuilder. He's got a great physique, a freaky physique, a ton of size. And I'm guessing he's going to be at the Cali Pro. I'm guessing in 2 weeks he might as well do that show if he's planning on not stopping until the Olympia. And I don't know if Justin and Nick are going to be there, the 2 guys that beat him in New York. Justin's already going to the Olympia. He won the Indy Pro, even though he took second in New York. He's already qualified. He's already going to the Olympia. Nick won the New York Pro. He's already going to the Olympia. We know that Nick is not doing the Cali show. I would expect that we're probably going to see Hassan at this Cali show in a couple of weeks to see him try to get a little bit of redemption for how he looked here in New York, I guess. And maybe if Hassan ends up peaking perfectly for that Cali Pro, we'll see an insane version of Hassan. With a couple more weeks to get in shape, maybe he will bring it at the Cali Pro. I guess only time will tell. But I'm still excited to see Hassan at 100% at whatever show that might be. I think he'll be very dominant. Now, next up in the news, we have the latest physique update from Hunter Labrada. He says in the caption of this that he missed last week, so this is his update for 10 weeks out of the Chicago Pro. Hunter's certainly one of the favorites going into that show, showing off his current shape, his current condition at 10 weeks out. And if you guys thought the New York Pro was a battle, wait until we see this Chicago Pro. You've got Akeem Williams, you've got Hunter Labrada, you've got Sergio Oliva, you've got Charles Griffin, a whole new crop of guys. I mean, we had a lot of guys competing in these couple shows in the Cali Pro, but we're going to have a whole new crop of very competitive bodybuilders like Hunter, like Akeem, like Sergio, all competing at the Chicago Pro as well. And I've been saying this leading up to the season starting. With these 5 months that we had of no shows happening, I think there's going to be some very stacked lineups and some very competitive shows of last-minute people trying to qualify for the Olympia that are not qualified already. And I think we're going to have a lot of entertainment when it comes to the world of bodybuilding, especially at these shows that are like the end of the summer. Because keep in mind, the Olympia is early October. So once you start talking about late July, early August, a lot of these shows I think are going to be really stacked. And Hunter, by the way, is looking damn impressive in these physique updates. So I'm expecting to see Hunter at the Olympia stage in 2021, one way or another. Now, speaking of the Chicago Pro and the bodybuilders that are planning on doing it, we had a physique update. Well, not a physique update, but a post from Sergio Oliva Jr., which I think was probably directed maybe at somebody that competed at the New York Pro. But he says in the caption of this post, I just wanted to post this picture of what I looked like when I lost the Chicago Pro. People made fun of me and were happy I lost. Not like I showed up looking like shit. I just missed my timing. I never said I was going to win or ever called anyone out. I merely just talked about how much Chicago, my hometown, meant to me. All the while, I was going through a divorce and mad depression. If you say you're going to win or you're going to beat someone and then you don't, then you asked for the lashing. But I realized after it's actually the biggest compliment ever. They actually expected me to win. It's hard these days with social media because sometimes fans can make others dislike you and root against you because of what they say when the athlete never said anything. Expectations are the biggest difference in the sport. When people don't care about you, they don't expect anything from you. So the next time someone is happy you didn't do something, just know they always expected that you were going to. And I think there's some absolute wisdom in what Sergio is saying here. We have the highest expectations for the people that we think and that we want to do the best. So when they don't win, they typically are the ones that get the most criticism because if you think about it, it's kind of like everyone's trying to figure out why they didn't win. So it seems more like it's just being critical, but really people expected them to win. So the question that then needs to be answered is why didn't they? So I think Sergio has some really good logic here. And Sergio is one of the guys I'm most excited to see back on stage. I cannot wait to see Sergio compete in Chicago, and I'm really hoping we get to see Sergio on the Olympia stage this year. I think he was really impressive at the Arnold Classic, and I really want to see him on that Olympia stage. So that's going to wrap it up for the video today, guys. I hope you did, in fact, enjoy it. Please feel free. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed yet already. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And as always, Nick Strength and Power, signing out.